My child, hear me now because I will not soften what must be said. Something is coming tonight, and it will shake a part of your life you thought was settled. This is not a passing word. This is urgent and it is meant for you alone. I have called to you again and again. You felt it in the quiet moments, that pull inside your chest, and you pushed it away. Don't look away from what I have to say to you. This is not a short moment. You won't hear it again in the same way. I'm getting closer to you now because you're standing on the edge of a doorway that has been building for a long time. There is a real thing waiting on the other side. What's on the other side is important, and both your name and theirs are written on it. I know you have thought about it. You've told no one about how heavy the silence at night has felt at times. You've been wondering if you'll ever make a lasting connection or if you'll always be on the outside of something you want. I have not been away from those times. I was there for all of them, and I was already working on the answer while you were still coming up with the question. When I talk about this person, they know about my plan. This person did not just happen to show up in your future. They were part of the plan for your lives long before either of you knew it. That when your paths cross, there will be something inside you that knows. It will be quiet, sure, and not need to be yelled at to be believed. It will make your chest rise like a breath you didn't know you were holding. And letting go of it will feel like the most natural thing you've ever done. Say what you believe. Now, someone may have asked you why some things didn't work out after reading this word. You may have thought about certain events over and over again, trying to figure out what went wrong and what you could have done differently. I want you to fully understand this. There were no punishments in those endings. They kept people safe. It was time to close those doors because what was behind them wasn't strong enough to hold you. I didn't cut those ties to leave you without anything. I took them away to make room. Now that room is getting full. Not with something weak. Not with something that isn't sure, but with something that I've tried and tested before it gets to you. They've brought their own questions and the things that make them who they are also make it possible for them to meet you where you are without shying away or this person has been through their own hell. Changing. It's not just comfort that I thought of when I made this connection. I made it with a purpose in mind. Something will change when you stand together. Not just in your heart, but also in the way you live your life. When you think about the roads you've taken and the valleys you thought would break you, you'll see the line that goes through them all. There is one thing pulling you toward this very moment. This is not something I do for fun. I don't just randomly put people together. Every meeting, every loss, and every season of quiet endurance has been a small part of a bigger picture. And now that the work is almost done, not the end of your story, but the start of a new one that will change the ones that came before it. I know that your first thought might be to keep yourself safe. I know it's hard for you to trust again after what you've been through, but listen to me. What I'm giving you now isn't made of the same things that let you down before. This is different ground and the base has already been checked. Follow me. I need to say one more thing to you. And what comes next will make things right in your spirit that have been off for too long. You won't have to look for this person's name, you'll get it. The way it comes will stop your spirit, not out of fear, but because you will know it so deeply that it will feel like you have always known it. There are times when your mind tells you not to ask for a sign. As you prayed in the dark, you hope that something would answer back with sound instead of silence. When I answer, I don't answer all at once. That's not how I work. I show things to you in the same way that dawn slowly breaks until what was hidden is impossible to miss. Wait until I'm done before you start. Do not try to make something happen before the ground is ready. Being eager is not the same as being impatient. I need you to trust me. You won't let what's yours slip away. I'm sending it straight to you. The timing is mine, though, and it's right on. As I watched you, there were times when you gave more than you got. There were times when you held onto hope even though it didn't seem like there was any reason to. That wasn't being stupid. That was the sign of a spirit that believes no matter what. And people have noticed that belief. It has been measured and respected. And it is what brought you to this spot where what I am building is about to be seen. So pay close attention. Attention should not be drawn to anything else at this time. What I've planned for you is already moving forward, and the name that goes with it is closer than you think. I'm not giving you the whole picture at once for a reason. It would be hard for you to handle if I showed you everything at once. You would hold it with both hands and shape it the way you think is right. No matter how honest you are, what you understand is still limited by what you have been through. I can see more. I can see the whole picture of what this is supposed to turn into. Also, I want you to take it with me one step at a time. It's not the same path you've taken before with this person I've chosen for you. They have something different on them. Not by how other people measure difference, but by how your spirit feels it. They will be steady and not fall apart when pressure is put on them. The steadiness they have is not something they made. It's something I taught them through everything they've been through. It will show in the way they talk to you. Not too loud or showy, but honest and measured. It will show in the way they let you be quiet without rush to fill the space. And you'll notice it in the way your breathing slows down when you're close to them, like something inside you is finally free to rest. That isn't a mistake. That is the point. I want you to know something about how I bring people together. I do not match flaws. I don't just pair things that look like they would go together based on how they look on the outside. I go further. I look at the cracks, the longings, and the places where pain turns someone strong. I then match those hidden shapes with someone whose shape fits the spaces you carry. That's why it will feel different. That's why it will feel right in a place where nothing existed before. Say it out loud. If what I'm telling you makes sense to your heart, say, I believe. You've had relationships in the past that were draining. You gave freely, but all that came back was silence, confusion, or words that didn't match what they did because trusting someone cost you money before. You learned to read people carefully. That's what I saw happen. I saw the walls rise. I didn't say you were wrong for building them. But now I need to be able to walk through them because the thing I'm bringing needs an open gate, not a locked one. This doesn't mean you give up being wise. It means you let trust take over where fear used to be in charge. I'm not telling you to be careless. Please agree to what I say. There is a big gap between them, and I need you to be on the side of willingness. There's no need for the gate to open all the way at once. I already have my hand on the latch, so all that needs to be done is to unlock it. The name that is coming will come without any force. You won't need to look for it. It will come to mind in the same way that a word does after you've been trying to remember it for days. Then all of a sudden, it's there without any work. That's how I walk. I tell you what I'm about to say is certain, because it was never uncertain in the first place. Look at what comes up again and again. Pay attention to what keeps coming back to you when you haven't asked it to. This isn't just stuff going through your head. I'm making this point. I leave clues for you to find. In the same way that a river carves patterns into rock, not by force, but by being patient over time until the shape is clear. There's more to this than you think. You don't have to use months or years to figure out how far away you were from where this connection starts. It is measured by how ready you are. The door will open when your heart gets to the place I've been getting it ready for. Fully, not slowly, not halfway. There's more. I want to talk about it because I know it's always on your mind, even when you try to ignore it. You have thought about whether this is fair. You've thought about your past and asked yourself if someone like you could get something this important. Make sure you can hear me. Because of your past, you are not ineligible. Even though you've done wrong, what I've written for your future lies on. I don't hold those things against you. I have already let them go. The question is whether you'll also let them go. Let go of the judgment you've made about yourself. It doesn't have my name on it. I didn't write it. It also doesn't have any power over what I'm about to do in your life. This is something you deserve, not because you worked for it, but because I said so. And what I say doesn't change based on what people who don't know the whole story think. This person won't ask you to show them how valuable you are. They won't use your past to judge whether you were good enough. I didn't plan for them to see you that way. If they look at you the way I do, they will understand you deeply and have patience that doesn't blink at what is honest and flawed. Something real will grow between those two people who aren't pretending. This is being said now because the ground is almost ready. Things that have been worked on behind closed doors are about to show themselves. And I don't want you to stand far away and watch from a place of doubt when it does. I want you to be close. You need to be here without your arms crossed. I want you to be ready to receive it with open hands. Now is not the time to stand back. Now is the time to move forward. For long periods of time, you've been making yourself smaller so that other people can feel good. You have changed the way you talk, what you want, and even your voice to keep the peace in places that were never peaceful to begin with. I saw everything. I saw how much it cost. And I can promise you that the person I'm bringing into your life won't change you. There is no way they will ask you to hide who you are. You won't have to act like a version of yourself that is easier to handle. They will pay attention when you talk. They will stay where you are if you are still. That's what it looks like when I plan a connection instead of letting it happen by chance. There is something in you that knows this to be true. You can feel it moving under the doubt, the questions, and the habit of keeping yourself safe from being let down. That shaking isn't anxiety, it is looking forward. Your spirit knows things that your mind doesn't understand yet. Because of this, I want you to believe what you feel before you can explain it. My child, I want you to give some of what you have, something real, to the altar of this work. Like putting gold on the scales of this calling. It can be a seed sown into deep water or an offering set on stone. Don't be afraid to do it. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of You are entering a community of like-minded believers. Faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. Pick from a place of peace, not fear. Let your gut tell you what to do because I'm in it. You have learned to doubt yourself, especially when things don't seem solid. People in your past taught you to be careful, to ask for permission, and to wait for someone smarter to confirm what you already knew. I'm calling you tonight to get past that doubt. You won't get the clarity you need from other people. It comes from the part of you where my guidance lies and waits for you to listen. Tonight, there may be an hour when you feel used. You will want to go back to the old way of doing things, the old response, or the old silence. You have no idea how important that hour is. It's not there to beat you. It shows how much you've changed. If you make a choice that is different, even just once, a cycle that has been following you for years will break. During times that no one else could understand, I saw how hard it was to keep yourself together. I saw the battles you fought without anyone else being there. Every morning you got up, even though it felt impossible. I couldn't see any of that, and none of it was wasted. It made you stronger piece by piece, and tonight will start to show it. Your point of view is already changing. Feel it. Things that were making no sense to you are beginning to make sense. It's not because the facts have changed. That's because you're looking from higher up. From the valley, a road looks like a mess. You could see where every turn led. From the top of the hill, a new beginning is taking shape around you. This is my way. Even though something else is ending, I don't tear down things without also building. One door is closing at night, and another is opening the next morning. There is no conflict between endings and beginnings. They work together like two hands. You shouldn't stay where you are. Again, I say it that way, it gets into your bones. You weren't supposed to stay there. You will grow, find peace, and find your purpose in life. There is more ahead than the small room you have been living in. Tonight is a step in the right direction. Stay in the present moment as things happen. Even if the step feels shaky, do not rush in to imagine tomorrows or remember bad things you did in the past. You only need what's in front of you. Pay attention to it and deal with it one thing at a time, and you will stay on the right path. I'll lead you down. Remember this more than anything else that will happen tonight. You're not by yourself, not in the revelation, the choice, or the freedom. It doesn't matter what time it is, I am with you the whole time. When things shake up, my presence doesn't flicker. There's nothing to be afraid of tonight. It's important to understand what shocks you is just something that was hidden coming out to the light. And things that are hidden lose their power when light hits them. They are no longer able to lead you astray, confuse you, or silence you. That's what being clear does. It does more than just tell you. It sets you free. You are getting ready for something bigger than tonight. Every experience you've had, even the ones that didn't make sense at the time, has helped you get ready. Tonight is for that work. It is getting you closer to where I've been leading you the whole time. One new idea at a time. Now, let me talk about what's coming up in you. Because what falls away is not the only thing that needs to be done at night. You have a strength that has been waiting for you below the surface, like a root waiting for winter to come. Because your attention was on your problems, you didn't notice it, but those problems were making it worse. It breaks the surface tonight. It will show up first in how you react. Things that used to knock you down will land differently now. You won't fall apart when you hear harsh words. You won't fall apart when you face uncertainty. Do not skip this. It's evidence. So stop and take note of it. You're not the same person you used to be. Your feelings will come to the surface tonight as well. You should be ready for them. Things that you pushed down for months are now coming to the surface. You never made room for grief, anger that you felt bad about having. You were embarrassed to say that you long for them to rise, not to drown you, but to leave you. What has been fully felt can now be let go of. You thought you had to do everything by yourself. It was like a coat that you never took off. You learned a long time ago that it was weak to ask for help, that your weight was all yours. It was never real. Before you gave me my share, I was right there with you through it all. Give it over tonight. Not with a big move, but by letting go quietly inside, the kind that no one else sees. Say this to yourself: this is too heavy for me to carry by myself. Giving up something small will help you more than working hard for a year. We also need to talk about how much you're worth tonight. For too long, you've set your prices too low. You agreed to get help. You should have said no. You did your best for people who did the least. Kindness, love, or patience is what you called it. That was sometimes the case, but sometimes it was just forgetting whose child you are. It was on purpose that I made you. I don't make filler. I don't make empty spaces. It's not humble to shrink yourself to fit into places that were never big enough. You are not agreeing with your maker. Tonight, that contradiction will be over. Pay attention to how this sounds in your voice. You will find that you need to say sorry for your words less often and just say what you mean without trying to be nice. It doesn't need. This isn't being mean. Honesty is finally standing up straight. People who love you when you were smaller might flinch. People who really love you will be happy. You need to say something about fear tonight because it has controlled more of your life than you'd like to agree. It sat in the council of ones you made. It changed what you said before you said it. It talked you out of going outside. I had open rooms and talked you into staying in ones I was done with. Fear has been a false shepherd, and you obeyed it because it spoke like wisdom. Listen to the difference. It tells me to wait, but it never tells me to hide. It tells me to be careful, but it never tells me to be small. There is no voice in my head that would tell you that you are safe if you shrink, stay quiet, or slowly fade away. If you compare every voice to this, fear will lose its mask. Tonight, fear loses more than just its mask. It doesn't lose its throne because it won't talk anymore. It might whisper for years to come, but you won't listen to it. Fear can be heard, but it can't be followed. It sounds like rain on a roof. It's there, but it's not in charge from now on. Fear may still come to you in the hours to come. That makes sense. You are getting to ground. You have never walked on this ground before. And it always feels weird at first. Doubt doesn't mean you're lost, though. A sailor who is out at sea and can't see the shore is not lost. He has his star. I'm yours. Also, pay attention to what your body does as this night works its magic. The tightness you felt in your chest, you didn't know you were bracing. The way you slept with your hands together. Tonight, some of that starts to come loose. Peace is more than just an idea. It gets stuck in bone and muscle. Allow it. There will be peace, but it will come in the middle of everything, not after it. This will make you think. You thought there would be peace when the problems were over. It will happen while they are still standing there quiet, irrational, and real. You'll know it's from me because of that. Peace in the world is waiting for clear skies. Mine moved through the water. You didn't use the word when you asked for clarity. You always said, I need to know. When you turned over a question at midnight, you said, tonight is my answer, starting point. Not the whole answer, but the first hint of it. Keep it and don't ask for the rest right away. There is a part of you that wants to move forward. Even though there is another part that wants to stop, you need to learn to tell them apart. Being ready is a sign of your strength, the deep knowledge I gave you. Having doubts is a bad habit. Don't fight that forward pull tonight when you feel it. It's not being careless. It's the door that is open. Being stuck on the shore is not what you were made for. You can find deeper water, more growth, more peace, and more purpose than you have dared to say you want. Everything you learn tonight is a stepping stone on the way to your goal. So be here now. Don't take over what I'm doing. Do not hold on to the outcome. Let each hour show you what it has to offer and only answer what is in front of you. That's how you get through a night like this with me, one good step at a time. Now I want to talk to you about time because most of our fight has been about when to do things. You thought I had power. My calendar was what you didn't believe. What you had prayed for a longer time was given to other people. It made you wonder if your prayers had been forgotten in a far-away part of heaven. There was nothing of yours left over. Please understand that my schedule does not match your need for speed. That's mercy, even though it hasn't felt like mercy. Fruit that has been forced to ripen tastes bitter. When you take bread out of the fire too soon, the middle is still raw. It's possible that some of the things you asked for would have come before you could hold them without getting hurt. Think about the field that a farmer leaves empty. A hasty eye might see it as empty and a waste of good land. But below the surface, the soil is healing and reclaiming what years of harvesting took away. Your quiet times were not times of abandonment, so that the next harvest doesn't wear you out. The ground of your life was made strong enough to hold what's coming. Take a look at the river. It doesn't flow in a straight line, and the way it curves makes it look like it's going in circles. The river is still there, though. The goal is to find the one path that the land will let you take. It moves around stones that it can't break. It cuts slowly through what it can, the same way your path has bent. The water found its way through what you called detours. Think about Joseph in the pit and then in prison. The years between the dream and the throne seemed like they were made up. But the only way to get to the promise was to take the road that looked like it went away. From the tent of Pharaoh's favorite son, you couldn't get to his palace. Egypt was the only way to get there. Egypt is over for you. It was a path, not a rule. So when the shaking tonight makes you want to say it's too late, don't remember Lazarus. His sisters kept track of the days, and according to their count, Hope had died. I stood at that tomb on the fourth day, not the first, to show them that it's never too late where I am. When I say roll away, the stone does. I call what men call done, waiting. What they seal up and leave behind, I come over at the agreed upon time. Keep that near you. When things in your life try to give you a verdict, I never sign. Trust the process, even if you can't figure out how it worked. When looked at from below, a weaver's work looks like stupid knots and crossed threads. You can only see the pattern from above. From below, you've been looking at your life. From above, I can see it. I can tell you that the threads are not tangled, they are put down. You will start to see small holes in the days after tonight. An unexpected act of kindness, a door that was always locked was left open. A strange thought that comes to you and won't go away. Don't think these are just chance events. They are like stepping stones that are put down one at a time. Each one leads to the next part of the path. As they come, step on them. Do not stand still and wait to see the whole crossing before you move. For as long as I can remember, I've always lit the way so you know which step to take next. Not so much that you don't need me anymore. Besides that, you will change the way you wait. Now, there are two types of waiting, ones that wear you out and ones that give you a break. The first one keeps a close eye on the road. The second one sets the table because it knows there will be a guest. I'm switching you from the first kind to the second kind starting tonight. Different heart, same road. Some people might not get how calm you are. The things that are going on around you and the way you look will not match up, they will say. Let them be curious. You don't have to explain something that you didn't make. Some things can only be understood by those who have stood in their own long night and heard my voice in it. Don't be jealous of someone else's season. It's not always the case that the tree with the most flowers is the best tree in the orchard. Each one answers to the month it was given. You say bad things about your winter when you compare it to someone else's spring. Your winter has been hard at work, too. You have a harvest coming up. I also want you to be ready for how it comes. Harvests rarely let you know they're coming. They start with one ready-to-eat fruit. After not being there yesterday, there was one, then another, and now the field is full. Now the question is not if there is fruit, but if your arms can hold it. Get your arms ready. Set a bigger goal for yourself than what's happening. But know what it means to be ready. It doesn't mean the best. It refers to place. Do what I told you to do and be found where I told you to stand. Have a soft heart toward me. It rains on the field that was set up. It's not possible to wish in barns that were built in another country. Tonight is a part of setting up. That's why it was okay to shake. You had to let go of some things for them to be empty at the right time. You had to get some sight back so you could see the opening when it came up. Everything comes together. There is nothing unique about this night compared to the rest. Walk on. Even though it's getting dark, the dark part is still a road. Even though you can't see the edges, it's still a road. Feel my hand and take the next step. The next step should wait its turn. This is how people cross deserts. Not in one brave day, but one step at a time with enough manner for every morning. Say, I trust out loud if you think my timing is better than yours. Let me now show you what you are becoming, because tonight isn't just the end. It's also the beginning. The person who wakes up tomorrow will have the same name and face. But the foundation will have moved in some way. You are changing from one way of being to another. Also, I want you to notice the crossing as it happens. A quiet confidence is the first sign of the new season. It's not the loud kind that fills a room. The kind that stays still inside you like ship ballast that you can't see, but keeps everything steady. It won't need praise to stay alive. When someone doubts you, it won't fall apart. It comes from what you know, not what other people say. At first, you'll only notice small things. You're going to make a choice without asking 5 people first. A criticism will go right through you without making a home for it. You will hear no and stay whole. These little things are not little. They are the new base that holds the weight. Your priorities are shifting around already. Things that used to hold your attention are slowly losing their appeal. The conversations you used to look forward to now feel like air. The places that used to draw you in now make you want to go home. Do not be sad about this. You're fine. When a person changes, so does their appetite. What is going away makes room for what is coming. You'll start to crave depth where you used to be happy with noise. You're hungry for what's real, where you used to settle for what was easy. I want to be with you in ways that surprise you. Give that hunger what it needs. It's the most accurate compass you have. You are becoming more like yourself for a reason, and I want to talk to you more about it. You've asked why you're here. Sometimes they talk and sometimes they just stare at the ceiling for a long time. From everything you've been through, the answer has been building inside you the whole time. It's bigger than anything you went through, the hours hide your compassion. No one made you feel better. You can sit with someone who is sad because you know what words heal and what words hurt. The information in question wasn't given away for free, it cost money. There are people in front of you that only your scars can reach. Tonight, don't ask me for the whole plan. You don't get purpose all at once. Like when you unroll a map, it is shown in the same way that a road shows itself to someone walking on it. This is your next task, the next person, and the next thing you need to do to obey. Bring what you have with you, and more will come to you along the way. You will also stand out in a different way. Now, some people will know about the change even before you say it. There's a steadiness in your presence, a refusal to be rushed, and the old anxious edge is gone. Even if they can't put it into words, they will know it because alignment has its own quiet authority. Not all people will be happy about this. Know that now so it doesn't hurt you later. Some people had made their comfort depend on how small you were. Their voice could be heard because you were quiet. Because you bent them, their rigidity could work. These kinds of arrangements get strained when you stand up straight. Let them. You're not in charge of the comfort. Others built on the deal you made. But also keep an eye out for those who are getting closer. People have been chosen to help you through this next part of your life. Some of them you already know, and some are still on their way. You will know them by the way you feel when you're with them. And they will know you by what you carry. When iron meets iron, iron doesn't hurt. Spend as much time as possible on those links. As of tonight, you are also done pleading for comfort. That need to be told over and over that they are enough, and that everything will be okay and that they have not been forgotten. It came from a wound that is getting better. It gives way to a steady knowing that doesn't need to be confirmed every hour. This doesn't mean you'll never shake. This means that the wobble won't turn into a fall. You will feel doubt, but it will pass you by and stay there. That's not being proud. That's how something feels after being healed. Bones that are healed don't need crutches. But we still remember how it felt to limp. You were also quietly working on acceptance. You're okay with the way things were. It wasn't because it was good, but because fighting with the past was making the present less valuable. Between now and the end of time, some questions about your history will never have answers. That's how you learn to leave them at my feet and keep living. That's not a loss. That's knowledge that has been worn down by the road. Things that hung unfinished are getting enclosures. Some of it comes tonight in what is shown. Some of it gets to you just because you stop opening things I've sealed again. Not every ending needs a big party. When you walk away from some doors, you can tell they are closed because you don't hear them shut. Be careful with this new you in the days to come because old habits will come back to haunt you. Like the old need to be liked, the old urge to shrink, and the old habit of carrying around something that wasn't yours. They'll knock and wear faces, you know. There is no need for you to answer. Your defense is being known. You can't be quietly drawn into something you can see. I'm telling you all of this before it happens so that you'll know it wasn't a fluke when it does. You'll remember that I gave it a name ahead of time. It was said over you this night, and that memory will hold you steady when the changes are hard. Remember that it was a stone that was set up that night when everything turned. Listen to my last word for tonight. Morning is coming and I want you to be ready for it. What happens tonight isn't meant to be a memory that you go back to. It's meant to be used as a base for building on. A lot of people get a word and are moved for the night. Not many people let the word move them for all time. Be one of the few. The world will look normal again when the sun comes up. The same things to do, the same people to deal with, and the same rooms. Don't let the sameness fool you. You're not going back to the way things were. You are walking through the places you used to live as a different person. And that changes everything that can happen to you around you. You might want to explain this night away in a day or two by calling it a mood or a strange evening. The feeling of a wave that went away. That urge is the thief coming to steal the seed. Don't let anyone plant anything in you. Talk to yourself about it. When doubt comes up, don't cross out anything I've written in. Remember what was said and hold on to it without getting angry. If someone was shown to you as they really are, thank me for the sight. Also, don't waste your energy hating them. Being angry would tie you down to the thing I took away from you. Give them to me, please. Your anger doesn't need to help my justice, and it won't fit in your future. Also, remember what made you rise. The voice that spoke up, the strength that came out, and the peace that came to you even though your circumstances didn't allow it. These are not guests. They live in the area. When old things try to bring out the old you, let the new people who live there answer the door. Take it easy as you walk through the next few days. There's a difference, not deciding, putting on the mask of care. Being slow and not rushing is smart. There will be times when you have to make decisions quickly. Bring them to me first. A quick question can save you a lot of time and trouble later on. Watch your mouth during this next stretch. What I showed you tonight isn't for everyone. Some revelations are like bread for your own table, not like seeds for every field. Too many people heard Joseph's dream, and it caused him a lot of trouble for years. Let the way your life has changed speak for itself. When the fruit is clear, words can come after, and there is no need for an argument. You'll trip up somewhere ahead. This isn't meant to put you down. It's to stop you from feeling ashamed before it happens. Going back to the old road is not possible if you trip on the new one. When it happens, don't sit around and write speeches about how bad you were. Stand up, take my hand, and go on. There are no yearly or monthly mercies from me. They are different every morning, and they will be different that morning, too. Take care of the people I've put around you, the ones you love, and the ones you pray for. You don't know it, But some of them are reading your life like a letter while you sleep. They will listen to your steady walk-in after this night without you having to say a word. They'll be thirsty after your peace. They will be interested in the flame because of your light. You should be in charge of your own awakening, though. You can't wake anyone up. You can only stay awake when they're around. Say prayers for them. Be patient, just like I've been. Don't forget how many years I called before you turned. Let other people use the same space and trust me to work when you can't see me. Plans have been made for the road ahead of you. I never give someone a task without giving them the right tools. Mana didn't start until people in the desert needed it. Also, yours will meet you the same way right when you need it, not an hour before. Do not compare the road of tomorrow to the supplies of today. You've been scared of that math for long enough. You walk with the provider and the owner walks with the storehouse. Also know this about the people who hurt you, the people whose faces you still think about. I saw everything. I know everything that was done to you behind your back. The ledger is no longer something you have to carry around. Give me the books. There will be deaths that you will see and deaths that you will never see. But I haven't missed a single line while reading. You are free to live your life without being held back by the math of old wounds. In this next season, I want you to feel close to me the most, not more faith or busier service. Being close, talk to me in everyday language about your day. Bring me your worries and questions before they turn into storms. On my side of the door, there is no lock. It didn't happen. There are times when the road is clear and times when it is not. I'm with you in the places where people praise you and the places where they don't understand you. I'm with you in the pain of your grief and the truth of your midnight. There is no time you can enter that I haven't already been there. Don't be afraid to go into what comes next. You were scared that night because you were carrying gifts. The shaking you were bracing against was putting things in order. In the future, you'll remember this evening as a turning point that changed your whole path. You'll be glad you didn't turn away when my voice called. My child, we've come this far together on a long journey. And the road ahead is brighter than the one behind you. Raise your head. Take your hands off of what's done. Let what is starting come into your hands. It's time to say goodbye to the old and hello to the new. Now go get some rest and don't worry about going to sleep in the dark. This night nothing is out there that has power over you. When your eyes close, my watch doesn't end. As long as I think about you, I will stay awake and talk until morning. Pay attention to me in the light the same way you did in the dark. I want you to feel my peace right now, not just as an idea. Let it fill your body, your mind, your home, and everyone who lives there. What was said over you tonight is sealed, and no one can open what I have shut. People know who you are. You are kept. You are mine. Pray. Yes, Lord, I am ready. If you are ready to walk into what I have planned for you, that should be your first step. In the dark, when it gets cold again and night falls on your heart, I'll be there with you through all the pain. See you for your mind. No, no, oh, oh, oh. The world will feel cold again when night falls on your heart. No matter how painful it is, I'll be right there with you in the dark. I'll be there for you when it gets dark and cold again. It was dark and they held on tight through all the pain. Also, it's been making you think. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life could be unlocked through your giving. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. When Jesus says, and heaven will open over you, on this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of. This is not poetry. Safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.